Lawrence Guyot was a Mississippian from the Gulf Coast, middle-class family, valued education. He studied here at Tougaloo College. The movement came along and he felt as a citizen his personal goals had to be put aside for the moment, and he would join the voter registration campaigns.
Mr. Guyot was one of those activists like Bob Moses, Mrs. Hamer, Mrs. Devine, and many other people who came on the scene at a time when there were many, many racial issues that they were trying to resolve.
Larry Guyot was one of the first to see that you don't just look at a target of a demonstration or a cup of coffee or a seat on the bus. There was nothing wrong with that. But unless you organized power, power was the vote. The way you got the vote was in a place like Mississippi, you had to register. And to register, you had to pass a test.
We knew that that was the key that would lead us to other opportunities. But without having the right to vote, then we were just a helpless and a hopeless people.
Larry's early work was trying to convince a few people at a time to have the courage to take the test.
Persons of color who attempted to register and vote faced all kinds of intimidations, beatings and jailings and threats and tear gassing and being shot at, of which I have been as well.
People's response would be, I'll lose my job, or I might be killed if I take that test, and I know I'm going to fail it.
He was almost beat unmercifully at one point, but he never allowed that treatment to intimidate him or to discourage him from doing what he felt he was being called to do.
People like Larry Guyot would set up training schools, meaning one teacher and 5 students meeting secretly at night to learn what citizenship was and to learn how to take the test.
The purpose was to bring people together, to teach them, to train them to now go out into other areas and carry this message forward.
By October of '63, we had requests from over 70 counties in Mississippi of local black people saying, we want to be part of this. Send us a voter trainer.
Once we began to realize that we needed the right to vote, now what? And once we began to get the right to vote, now what? So the next level was more advocacy.
In a workshop at night, secretly, in a Sunday school room in a church, they would practice casting a ballot.
Now we knew in 1963, we did not have enough votes to actually run against Paul B. Johnson and Carol Gardner, I believe. And of course, Reverend Edwin King was one of the ones who ran for lieutenant governor, and as Aaron Henry, Dr. Henry ran for governor. Now, we knew we could not elect those people. We didn't have the right to vote. But what that mock election showed was that if we were given the opportunity to vote, what our chances would be to elect someone.
So we organized out of this mock freedom vote, the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, to do all of these things over the next year. But one goal was to go to the National Convention and make people there take a stand on their own racism. Not that Mississippi whites were racist, but that if they accepted racism, they had a responsibility.
And of course, you know, that happened in 1964 in Atlantic City, when an integrated delegation went to Atlantic City to challenge the old Mississippi Guard. And of course, it was Mrs. Hamer who spoke before the Credentials Committee, but they were all there in concert as one team of people.
A key thing is that they were not alone. Larry knew that Victoria was with him. Victoria knew that Mrs. Hamer was with her. Mrs. Hamer knew that a man she had just met down in Jackson, Medgar Evers, had been in the fight longer than she had. So the community of believers was very important.
Mr. Guyot's work in bringing that effort together and again encouraging people as to the benefits of this organization and how it could transform our lives was certainly one of his major efforts. and it remained.
I'm happy to pay tribute to Lawrence Guyot. For those of us who knew Brother Guyot personally, he always served as an inspiration. I met him first as a student at Tougaloo College. I knew when I met him that he was a very special person, very committed to what he believed in, but also he was a very, very bright person. And so from the very beginning, all of us involved with SNCC, the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, and anything progressive, we knew Lawrence Guyot was a part of it. For a lot of millennials out there who are wondering, what can I do to make a difference? The first thing you need to do is get a biography of Lawrence Guyot, a homeboy from Pass Christian, Mississippi, who went on to make a contribution to this great country of ours. And then, as a millennial, you can make that difference. And so, for the Heritage Award recognition tonight, let me again thank Mississippi Power and all of the people involved for giving Brother Guyot this recognition, because so many people like Brother Guyot have been unsung heroes. So for Brother Guyot, this is your evening. You deserve it. Thank you.